What up, chat? How we doing? What up, Joe, Sarah, Victoria? How we doing? What up, Jesus? Wills, Eldred, Corey. Chat, I got a confession. I do. I entered something right before stream. I did it. What up, Daniel? That little quick move lower was really nice, especially with how NQ closed on the 4 hour. I'm gonna let a few more people trickle in before we really break down charts. This is something I'm currently in. It's on an eval. It's nothing crazy. Just trying to lock in a little pass on the account. The house just passed the worst power resolution. Well, now I got to use Claude to figure out what the hell that is. Is that what that little rally was? Oh, okay. So the House passed a resolution today to block President Trump from ordering further strikes on Iran in a 2015 to 208 vote. First time such a measure has cleared the House or Senate on a final vote since the conflict began 3 months ago. So we can't strike anymore. Well, that's good. Victoria, we're not boots on the ground, so we don't have troops there. We've just been doing aerial assaults and naval, obviously. But what up, Slightly? How you doing? I gotta reconnect my Streamlabs. It doesn't show on my thingy anymore, which means I don't know if the sub button above my head works. What up, trader? Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that would stop him from striking unless war is declared, right? Because I'm pretty sure he's been abusing that aspect. Because I don't think we've ever fully declared war. U.S. State Department announces Israel and Lebanon have agreed to a ceasefire brokered by Washington. We'll see how long that lasts. Volatility incoming, what happens next should be interesting. Yeah, it will be for sure. What up, Red Guy? Evening, Mar. What up, ZP? What up, Didi? Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing there, too, is just how the market's going to react overall to it. And if we're actually going to get much momentum. Crazy how none of that comes out during the actual trading day. It's always during night. Oil made 2 little sharp moves lower, but it's not getting much momentum. There's not a whole lot getting a lot of momentum right now. Oil closed flawlessly yesterday. What is AXP shorting tonight? Once again, this time we're not going to be 100 points lower. We're going to be around the open. And AXP is going to hop in probably like 25 minutes, mentioning that he shorted around the open and caught the initial little spike. It's easy to predict exactly what he's doing. He's waiting for Trump to tweet every single day. Let's do a different poll today. Shorted the hell out of the open? Hell yeah. Oh, Victoria, a lot of you guys. Since we've been together for 8 weeks now. I would hope I would know some of you. Interesting little pullback. We have ES and NQ pushing back below the open. The reason I took this little eval trade was just off the relative strength of why I'm alone on this session, not overall. The daily's still weaker. The problem is, on the daily charts, I would still love a spike lower, even if we're going to long. One thing to note is, let's see how many people are in here. 85, been 5 minutes. All right, we'll give it like 3-4 more minutes. Let a few more get in. But no, we're in a really interesting chart on ES on the daily. I think we could see upside today, but we are technically in more of a bearish consolidation. So it's just going to be which way does this range break? Got the Power Hour afternoon live earlier. His bodyguard showed up in chat and I couldn't stop laughing. Reminded me of what you said last night. Yeah, and it's funnier because it's just one person doing it for the most part. Just sniped gold scalp. I saw gold had some relative strength. Yeah, it does. Dude, what's crazy is gold has been selling off, but it has been the steadiest 5-minute trend. Steadiest like 4-hour trend, I believe. 4-hour. It's just been this ever so steady trend lower. Like when gold finally gets momentum back higher, it's going to squeeze hard, at least I think. It's just a big when it gets that momentum. Big when. Are you long, boys? Blink, I took it right before stream started with some evals. Are you going to smack black gold again? Dude, I don't know. Gold's been disrespectful. Or not gold. Oil's been disrespectful this week. I've also been trading it a little counter trend this week, which hasn't been great. So I'm being a little more patient on oil. I'm open to trading it for sure. 100%. Problem is with this hourly, I'd want to see a consolidation bar and then look for some continuation. But then you look at the daily chart. That's a pain in the ass daily to short. The only reason I would want to is if we playing the rejection of this daily. But I'd like a different daily structure to be fully transparent. So that's not even really a chart that I'd be interested in shorting too much. unless structure flips drastically. Indices I can really see going either way. What up, Ivan? Green Globe. It's something I took on evals. Vish, it hasn't been terrible for the most part, but I see what you mean. I mean, it's been strong while the indices have been weaker, so the correlation's there. It's just not as clean as it was last week. I feel like last week we were thrown the negative correlation on just a golden platter. Oh, Blink, I wouldn't worry about this trade at all. If we fade this candle, I would expect this to get stopped. This is just an eval for me. I was playing the YM relative strength just for a little shorter move. I just wanted a little bit more. I wanted to see us retest this. Yeah, this structure is a lot weaker. We had a nice 15 minutes. Still a weaker structure, though. It did. I don't even know what MA that is. Is that the 50? Yeah. That's the 5-minute 50. Consolidating here? Yep. That's all we're doing right now. We're just consolidating around the opens, which hopefully that means we get first hour, little bit of range, second hour, little Asia session move. I'm in for that. CJ, that's a entry I took on an eval before stream started. Blink shorted at 460. Beautiful entry. Slammed off that open. I fully agree with shorts if we're holding below the open on these. One thing you want to watch, though, is this 5 minutes, see if it higher lows or if it ends up pushing back lower towards low of day. If it higher lows, that's where it gets more of just a broader consolidation. We can attempt to go higher. Structurally, it doesn't look great, especially when you look at something like the 4 hour. I like the initial move lower. I wish we didn't gap because I would have been overly interested in shorting it. Shorting that retest of yesterday's low would have been phenomenal on NQ, but it's not something I personally took. I mean, right, it's okay, I'd say. I liked it where I took it because I can put a stop just below the open. I don't like us retracing this entire candle. And then if you look at the other time frames, the higher time frames look terrible, to be honest. That's why I'm just looking for that little retest trade. ES and NQ look, ES definitely looks a lot weaker because it's already back at this little candle body low. Oil getting some love. All right, we're 11 minutes in. Let's get into some charts. So something I'm watching on the indices, let's start with ES. On ES, I have a few pivots that I'm watching from end of day New York. If we do get buying pressure to the upside, main support I have here is right around like 33 to 36. That comes all the way back from Monday-ish. This whole 3-day period right here last week, we consolidated here heavily and just kept respecting it from both sides. So I'm watching this pivot, see how we react and hold to it. Nice part is on the dailies, we did already spike today's lows. So we have a clear entry if we go back to the upside. That's going to be if we get above yesterday's low. If we don't get above yesterday's low, I'm not really interested in longs. I'm not. It's hard for me to short while we're below the prior day's lows, or long while we're below the prior day's lows. Something I'm watching on the broader term structure is us around this prior all-time high, which is obviously marked on the chart as well. Because I think we paid attention to it last week a little bit around here. So we're watching this area a lot on ES. If we hold this, good for longs. If we end up losing this, we could see a bit more of a daily pullback, especially after today's a little bit more of a bearish bar in the weekly failed to go higher, which so far is the first red weekly candle in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 weeks. So a red weekly close wouldn't be too crazy. Looking at the NQ, structurally a lot stronger, right? Especially when we compare it to the ES on the daily chart. ES is already back around the May 14th. NQ is still a couple hundred points above that. Actually, 700 points above that. So relative strength structurally, that is the name no matter what. Mainly because that's the main sector leading the way. Obviously, we know NQ's been stronger. 4 hour did gap lower. If we can't get back over yesterday's low, my main target area is going to be like 320s. Just targeting this prior 4 hour support resistance area pivot. So that's where I'd be looking more so on the NQ. But if we can get above the open, above yesterday's lows, I think we can trade up into yesterday's candle pretty easily. And all we'd be doing is just continuously trading out this daily range. So on the 15-minute, we're just watching this range. If we end up breaking below, holding below the open, you could look for shorts down to 320s. Anything above the open in yesterday's low is when I start to potentially look higher. YM for me, the trade I took was just based off of the intra-session relative strength. Daily chart on it doesn't look the best. It did get a gap up though, while the rest of the indices got a gap lower. I would assume it's something to do with some earnings that happened today, leading the YM. So that's why I took that one. For now, I'm just leaving that trade. I have no problem taking another trade or entry while that's on, because that's just on like 2 evals, I think. Oil, really strong daily close. Did get a gap lower, which is interesting because the indices also gap lower. So not something you see too often, but it's currently definitely weaker as we're trading back into the New York session range. If we do continue pushing lower below like 520s, I'd look towards the New York lows. This is like last week's high area to New York's lows. So somewhere around 470 to like 94.35-ish. Then gold is actually leading the way in intra-session relative strength fully, which doesn't happen too often. We'll see if this holds. One thing that would be different if we finally get it is if gold does hold structure up here, it has potential to get that broader continuation, because usually it'll make this move, spike all the way back lower, go hit the lows. Kind of like yesterday where gold was just overly volatile. So if it can make this move actually consolidate up here and hold structurally, then a long continuation there can make a lot of sense. What up, Ron? No, Daniel, not at all. What up, Steph? 15-minute does not look good in general on the indices because we're just in a broader consolidation at the lows. We can easily continue lower, especially if this 5-minute lower highs here. If we lower high, I would expect this to push lower. Green globe, what do you mean I'm lacking? If there was someone you knew with an 80% win rate but big losing days, do you think putting a 2x winning day daily loss limit would help? I mean, in theory, it should probably be tighter than that, Hitch. Because if you think about it, if your losing days are 2 times the size of your winning days, it's not going to be the most ideal. Unless you have like an 80% winning day guaranteed, proven every single time, and it's just one occasional day you blow up, like when you have a red day you blow up, then yeah, your best bet would be to just throw a daily loss limit on the account for the most part. You're saying the opposite. Well, no, do you think putting a 2 times winning day daily loss limit would help? So I'm guessing 2 times his average winning day. Yeah, I think I answered that right. If not, he'll correct me. Yeah, what it sounds like is you just might not be fully okay with losing. And it's something you got to get used to with trading. You got to just train yourself to be okay with that in general. And it's just perspectives. But yeah, I would try putting a certain daily loss limit no matter what. And usually where I like to put it is what I don't want to lose more than. So if I'm on an account, let's say it's up like 4,000 in profit, like the one Lucid account, I would put a firm daily loss limit at, let's say, like 700. So I physically cannot lose more than that. What it does too is unless I lose at that point 7 days in a row, 6 days in a row, I physically can't blow the account. Evening, Sean. Yeah, I'm expecting ES to push lower here. ES is definitely a lot weaker than the other indices. If we do get a trending overnight to the downside, it could get a little uglier tomorrow. Look for that broader continuation day off the daily structure. All-time high hit, never got that spike, but then we just push back lower. If we lose this high, I mean, we start looking towards 435s on ES, which is 100 points lower. How'd chat do today? 60% green, not bad, not bad. 24 red, 17 flat. I saw a lot of people commenting they didn't trade today from just like earlier on like social media or on other streams. Blink, I agree. You accept the red week just so we can get more info. To be fair though, around this area, we do have a lot more info across the market because we're trading back into these these 4-hour daily ranges on everything. Like RTY has a massive support here that needs to hold. If it loses that, this chart can go lower exponentially fast. Like if we lose this support on RTY, I would expect all the indices to push lower pretty aggressively. Same thing with the YM here. This broader support area here on the YM, if we lose that, I would expect that continuation overall. NQ still has a little bit of room to get it down there. Like I said, that's around 320s. And then ES is basically just right above its. No, Blink. I'm going to let it play out. No, I think you're good, brother. The market's looks like it wants lower, especially ES. I was waiting for a payout 5,200 and tomorrow 4,200. So hands off for me. Michael, I would do the exact same thing. If I had that kind of payout coming, even if I have like a $1,500 payout coming, I have no reason to trade those accounts at all. Not even in the slightest. Just let that come, chase the payout. That's where my risk to reward changes, like I talked about yesterday, to focusing on just that payout. And then after that, I really don't care. Yeah, she's about right. I only have one type of losing day when there's no account. Yeah, Hitch, what I would look towards is possibly if your losses are a little too big. If you're usually just having larger losing days, I would check sizing a little bit just because if you're not okay with it and you end up taking a large, like multiple trades trying to win that back, then you're just not accepting losses, which a lot of times means you might be using just slightly too much size compared to what you actually like. Didn't the Steelers just sign Russell Wilson? He just retired. No, it wasn't the Steelers. I had a red day till the YM, got that flush into close. Hell yeah, Cole. I mean, I liked longs here, which worked, but didn't get any continuation. I don't love him here because of ES. ES just has me a lot more hands off at the moment. Just because it looks like it wants to spike that low. And we've now failed the open 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. What up, Armani? Blink, if ES breaks, like if ES loses this 33, 32 area, you should be able to get that on NQ. Giants, that's what it was. He must have realized he's probably going to be a backup and just said, nah, fuck it. I'm going to guess green globe entered somewhere around this little 5-minute green candle. If YM double bottoms here, it could be valid, but to be honest, I don't like the 15. It's not as bad. I'd rather wait for this 15-minute to close a little bit. Give me 2 more 5-minute candles. If it fails to go lower, I'd be interested in actually taking that trade. What has me not overly interested is just this chart right here. Why the long bias? I took it before stream. I just took it off the relative strength on the YM. And I took it on an eval. So I just took a little trade, see if I could get, because I have 3 lucid evals that are halfway to pass. So I was just seeing if I could pass one of them. I'm not overly long biased. I'm more so short biased on ES and NQ. I'm just letting that trade play out. $4.16. So yeah, you did buy around this candle most likely. Or you bought this breakout right here. ES is definitely a beautiful bear flag. We'll see though. See how this support reacts. Gold's holding well so far. What I would want to see is just this consolidation continue to play out for the next hour. If gold sits up near these highs with an hourly inside bar, you can easily look for that continuation up. Same thing with the indices though. I don't want to see the flush. I want to see us consolidate for this hourly and then let's trade off of that, see how it goes. RTY on the hourly looks abysmal. Still have 35 minutes for that to shape up though. But I'm going to be paying attention to the YM with that 15-minute. I'm short NQ on an eval. Good luck, brother. That's fair, Blink. Where's your TP and stop for ES? I'm not in ES, brother. On stream, I have no trades yet. Just because I don't love this 5-minute structure. So we're being patient. You talking about to get an entry for yourself? Looking for a short on GC. It looks ready on the daily. What's the daily look like? I mean, I see what you're looking at. For me to short it, I'd probably need it below yesterday's low, since we already spiked that low and held. Problem for me is just looking at the structure here, because GC is leading the market at the moment. If the indices start to end up holding this support and getting that push higher, I think gold has a lot of potential to actually make a decent move higher. I'm not saying I'm overly bullish on it. I just think there's definitely upside potential. But it's one of those charts. Most charts right now, I can paint a thesis for either direction. Hell yeah, Blink. All right, now I'm seeing what chat's bias is. We bullish or bearish, chat? Which one we feeling? Also, later, we will be giving away another 50K My Fund of Futures Rapid account. Go. This was just on an eval, but my TP on it is 900. My stop is 770. I really don't hate the potential of why I'm making a decent move. I don't. If we do end up getting a 15-minute fill to go lower, it might be a trade that I'm actually interested in jumping in on my funded. It would definitely be more aggressive, 1,000%, because the indices are weaker. Let's see how this gold 15-minute holds. We get to push up in the next 40 seconds. There's a chance we get a continuation on the next 15-minute candle. Kind of trying to shape up that hourly a little bit more. And it might end up getting that hourly break up towards like 490s. It's moving up now, so everyone's voting bullish. We'll see. Right now, bearish is winning. So we'll see how the poll goes. YM and ES can move after NQ TPs me. I hope it does, brother. Because you're probably in on a funded. I'm just in on an eval. Agreed, Joe. Naturally, on the higher time frames, I still lean bullish though, especially with ES retesting prior all-time highs around here. If we get, like I said, if we get back over this on ES, I lean more bullish, 1,000%. Back over like 540 to like 542s, I have no interest in shorting the indices at all. Even if I'm wrong, I wouldn't have a short bias, personally. OD, you're in on gold off the 5-minute, 15-minute 1, 2, 3. Yeah. I mean, if it holds, it looks good, but it's a big if it holds because gold's been violent lately. We could naturally. Asia session has been a lot of just sitting here. I will also say I probably won't be streaming fucking 4 hours today because we've done 7.5 hours in the last 2 days. You need some rest? Yeah, naturally. I may or may not have also gone to bed at like 4 in the morning. 4.5. We're not hitting PR on streams today. Today's not the day to hit a PR on stream. It's wrong. I'm struggling lately, but finally got an edge today. Figured out some things I was doing wrong. Last night got stopped out with my shorts. The very take before it dropped 100 points. Yeah, a little melty. Some days are just like that, but it's good that you're adapting to the market. I mean, the market's going to shift, and we have to adapt as it continues to shift, right? We were at a point where it was buy every single dip. Now we're getting more aggressive pullbacks while we're within this daily range. So you have to adapt to it in the end, no matter what. Hell yeah, Jav. Appreciate you, Green Globe. I mean, I definitely wouldn't say it's a clean entry yet because we're still in a consolidation. If we break it, then yeah, I would expect that take profit to hit on that account. My problem is we may need to wait, at least I may need to wait till Asia Open for anything, because these hourlies just look horrible across the board. 30 minutes look terrible. 15 minutes look terrible. Might get a little bit of a pushback lower here. Oil's still sitting on an inside bar. Gold's trying. Gold wants that breakout. It does. She's fighting this like 73, 72.5 area. I would fully, like, I'm shocked. I'd be shocked if ES didn't go spike this low. I would be. NQ doesn't necessarily have to, but I'd be shocked if ES didn't because it's already so close to it. 5 minute lower high setting in here. Little 2 minute, 5 minute lower highs across the board. Where would I look lower on ES? I mean, ES, if it wants to break, you really have room to like 520, then to like 505s. It has a lot of room if it wants to break. If sellers really take over on it. Like, if ES sells, NQ will probably sell with it. I wouldn't worry about that, especially NQ lower high. NQ is relatively weaker. If you look how close ES was to the open compared to NQ, NQ is drastically weaker. The only thing that's different is this little wick. Obviously, NQ tested lower on that. Hold right, what do you mean from Broadcom? Gold's holding in. It's fighting. That's why you took NQ over ES. I like it. AVGO. I was about to ask you what the ticker was. Holy hell. Yeah, Broadcom's hurting a little bit. She's hurting a little bit. Was it like 15-ish percent? 14? Not a bad little earnings dip. Apple's up 1.2% after hours. Apple gonna rip new all-time highs tomorrow just cause. What else is moving? CRWD got obliterated. Not obliterated. It's only 11%. I think it's up like 100. Snow's down. That makes sense. Nokia got smoked. CRWV and HIMS all down. Qualcomm red. Not a lot of after hours movement. Polar Bear, I took one options trade, made like $200, and that was it. I didn't do a whole lot. Jimbo, did you mean to put wouldn't? Because what would you like to see that wouldn't make you think RTY or YM longs would be good? That would make me think they wouldn't be good? I mean, right now I don't think they're good. Because all the indices look weaker. ES tested that hourly low. See how we react off of that. See if we hold it or see if we get a pushback higher. You think you might be dead in the water soon? If we lose these lows, yeah, longs are definitely dead in the water. That's why I want to see how ES reacts here. If ES holds below this prior hourly low, we'll likely see that push lower. 15 minutes weaker, obviously, right now. Still have 6 minutes left, so we need to see how that's going to close. The only thing would be is if we're just slowly trending lower and then Asia tries to pop us higher. And Q's almost got your TP. She's close. Oil looking weak on 15 and hourly. It does, for sure. Problem is, it's just in this broader range. And after getting chopped out on oil twice this week, I don't know if I want to. I traded oil for 6 fucking hours yesterday before the stop loss hit. I don't know if I want to be in another oil trade. I think today I'd rather trade the indices. $4.5 oil trade incoming. No, we're not doing that again. We ain't doing that again. At least not today. Oil shorts could definitely play out. We just have this support right here, which we can easily go down and test, but it's 80 ticks. If we lose that, then it can get interesting. The hardest part is this daily chart and this weekly chart. We can easily set a weekly lower high. To me, I think the short would be way later in the night or later this week. If we get below 470, I'd be interested. Anything above 470, not really. Dude, gold is fighting for its life. Nice, Mike. Yeah, Joe, I've definitely had that. Mainly it's during New York for the most part. Because I get excited to be like, do the streams. No, yeah, during New York, I'll wake up, look at a chart, and I'll do what I have to do in the morning and then just watch Jake's stream, and that's it. What up, Acer? I'm going to take this entry on the YM. I'm going in small size though. I won't have the P&L thing because I'm on Lucid right now. So I don't have that set up yet. But I'm going to take that. I got an entry. Basically right where we're at. This is going to be higher risk just based off of what ES and NQ look like. I'm just playing the relative strength for now. Blew the fuck up on 1 minute candle straight. Wait, went short off the other. Blew the fuck up on 1 minute candle. Sorry to hear that, Mike. Yeah, I'm not in aggressive size. I think I'm in 1 YM. So that stop would be, what would that be? Small size. 150 bucks. I plan on trading light today. I don't like oil buying there, but we'll see. Almost got taken out by that gold wick. Damn. Dude, that's why I don't like trading gold a lot. Just because the lower time frame volatility turns me off so much. If I trade gold, it would likely just be looking for a multi-% move where I just have a 25 point stop and ignore it. I do think gold looks good in general. This is also a very aggressively tight stop, by the way, just below the open. ES is kind of failing. I like the YM more, not as much in love with this 5 minute failure to go higher. With a 15 minute more so like doji. But no, tonight's session, I plan on trading smaller. Just got in sleep a whole lot last night, so I don't want to get degenerate. I do. It's impressive he took 2 of them. Once we do get 150 likes on the stream, though, I will be giving away a My Fun and Futures 50K Rapid account to one of you guys. So if you're on, like the stream, help yourselves get an eval. If we don't hit it, it won't be given away, but we haven't had that problem, I don't think, ever. Oil getting a little bit of strength. There's the little gold rip. See if gold gets up to that 90 area, which would have been like 13 points from where we talked about it at 77. I might start trading gold more a little off stream just so I can get used to it. So we can bring it in. You still need to win an account? Well, Cole, like the stream. Maybe you'll win one. Gotta trade silver, man? No. Not a shot. Not a shot in hell. There's 90. Yeah, if anyone took that, it was a really beautiful setup. What that ended up being from like 77, let's say you ran a 5-ish point stop. So like a little over 2R. So if we ran 5, you might have been wicked. No, you would have survived just barely right below this. I probably would have ran something like that. Then you're looking towards 90. About 2. Nice little trade. What up, Gael? How you doing? I literally donated an eval just to see me trade silver with it. Right? I don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen at all. Jake doesn't even trade silver. Get him to trade silver first. Then you can talk to me about silver. What up, Jake? Silver feels like crack. Dude, I was just talking about the nice move gold made, and then they want me to trade silver now. Little degens. Go fund me for Ron to trade gold. No. Right, what I need to do is just trade it on my birthday stream whenever we do, or when I do that, and just tilt off my ass on my birthday live. Did I confuse you guys, Joe? It's because your guys' logos are the same but opposite. And I just, every time I see the black and white, I know it's one of you guys. Not, it's the 16th. So not next Tuesday, the following Tuesday. Just got violated by NQ. Not a bad way to start the market, you know? You know, at least NQ humbled you a little bit. Now you can just come back. But yeah, NQ is known to do that quite a bit. Quite a bit. Blink, did you get your fill? You did. You moved it to 75. Nice trade, brother. Nice trade. So we're still feeling bullish in this zone on gold. For me, gold depends on the next 9 minutes. If this hourly closes up like this, then yes, I do. Next area of interest for me on gold would be like 503s. I have like 503, probably like 518 above that. Would be the next two areas for me. Oil looking a little weaker, which is good. Indices still fighting to hold. This is the hardest part, though. When you're in a range, no matter what, you usually have to run a pretty wide stop, which is why I'm okay with where my YM stop is, even though it is a very tight stop for YM, just because of how, where it's sitting just below the open. Starting 516 on gold. I like it. Just up in, so you're looking to get past this 503 kind of resistance area on the hourly and get up towards here. Basically targeting this kind of wick high. Probably exactly what your target is for the most part. The only thing is we do have Asia open in 8 minutes. So we'll see what that brings. What up, Marks? Gold touched me this morning. I haven't traded it since. Yeah, right. Sorry to hear about that, brother, but it'd be like that, especially on gold. Tracking CL short. Nice. What do you think of a long on oil? I don't like it. Broader, like structurally, I like it, but I would want it back above like 95.70s. Just because then we're above the open, we're above this prior 4-hour low. That's where I'd get interested. This hourly doesn't entice me too much. especially trading oil into the Asia Open. I mean, you're going to get volatility. So if it's going to hold, it's a good chance. See how this 15 closes in 7 minutes? That could change drastically, right? That can change. And then the indices can start to pivot, but we'll see what the indices do. So far, the indices are holding their supports. So we'll see. Joe, every time one of you guys types, the other one is the next message. Just saying. So I'm starting to think you guys are the same person. Thoughts on our short? This the 15 minute we just talked about. If this 5 minute lower high locks in and you're getting the trigger like you are right now, we should in theory push back lower. If we push back lower, you have a 15 minute failure to go higher. If you take out all of the prior price action, this is an hourly 3-bar play. Right? Gap down, trend bar, consolidation. If you get that trend bar, you do have room towards like 94.5s towards this little hourly pivot from this morning. But then 94.7 and 94.5 has been a big kind of support. So you need to see how we react in that general area if we're going to go farther than that. I don't know how big of a trade you're looking for, but that's the main target area. At least I'd be looking to take something personally. Right, guy, you won't have to put it on the calendar because I will literally be on stream for it. So 94.5, beautiful. Yeah, just know that 94.7 might put up a little bit of a fight, so just that general area there. But if you like 94.5, run it. If we break that though, that's where you start to look towards that move I was looking for last night. Probably just a day early, you know. But that's where you really start to look for that potential push back lower into like 93.5 and then 91.6s, which would be an aggressive move, but it's oil. Solid close coming into the Asia Open. Nice part is, remember we talked about on ES, the only thing we wanted to see was us spike that low, how we reacted to it. We spiked that low, started to get some buying pressure. I took the relative strength overall on YM, which I'm cool with. If you took ES, honestly, you could have gotten a really tight risk to reward there. It's already up almost around 10 points off that prior hourly low. If it holds into the close, we could look for a break of the session highs up around like 46. Next 5 minutes is going to determine a lot. Balls deep in wide. I just want to pass this eval already. On my eval, I have decent size on it. Woke up with the sun on my face. No regrets, just a little grace. 35 micros deep. Guy, are you in a 50K? Because at that point, I mean, you're 5 away from full porting. You might as well, you know? I think you can't get that close and just not do it. Ugly 5 minute. Interesting. Asia might bring some volatility. Some volatility that won't look too good. Don't worry, I got 5 on gold. That makes sense then. That makes sense. Love your diversification there. 35 on YM, 5 on gold. Crazy part is they'd probably net you the exact same returns. Right, guy, no. I don't. Well, I do have curved monitors. I have 2 27-inch curved monitors right in front of me. And then I have a vertical 27 to my right. I feel like an ugly 5 minute today. Joe, you saying personally you feel like an ugly 5 minute candle? I mean, trading will do that to you, brother. Trading will do that to you. It's your first year. You're going to feel that a lot. On and off. Unfortunately, that's just a part of the job. That's just another day. Sounds like trying to get my last $5 on an eval. You're trying to get your last $5 with 40 micros? Mike, you can do that. Dude, that's like today. I tried to do the eval, the contract rolling method on a trade I took. Because I think I did take one when I took the options trade, thinking about it. Because I half passed two evals, I think. And I made like $100 too much because of slippage. So I started rolling contracts and I was entering and exiting. And it was giving me such odd fills that every time I did it, I was making more money. So somehow I was just completely taking out the fees. And I was doing it with like 30 contracts. So somehow every time I would enter and immediately exit, I was making like $5 to $10 every time. That's how you died today. Mike, please don't tell me you tried to make $5 with 40 micros. Please don't tell me that's factual. If so, what the fuck? Hell yeah, brother. Let's see though. We got some green candles on the board. I want to see if that pole starts to, how fast it starts to flip bullish. I'm willing to bet if we get up above like 50 on ES, chat will start clicking bullish as they come in. Mike, how much did you need to make? If you took, because I'm going to guess you traded NQ if it went 900 against you in 15 seconds. So I'd assume that was NQ wholeheartedly. Brother. I mean, I respect the hell out of you, but why are we trading 10 micros to make $75? Why are we doing that on NQ? That is fucking slippage on NQ with 10 micros during New York. Chat, I'm not going insane. Y'all are going to think I am. Asia opened, there was a flash. I do not know what it is. It has happened the last 4 days. There's a flash in the room or either in my brain. And I got to pay attention tomorrow. I got to figure out what it is. It's every day. Might be your screens. You guys would see it though. Because you guys are watching my screen and you'd see the whole screen flip. It's a ghost. Ali, that is the most reasonable aspect because we do have one of those likely here. He's our buddy. Don't use your friend Casper. Dude, it has to be. Because the problem is, if I don't, I just want to figure out exactly like what it is so I don't go clinically insane. Because I can't have it happen every single day on stream and not know where it comes from. Tomorrow, I'm going to be backing up and just staring around the room while 8 p.m. comes. Saying full port. Fair. That is fair. Oil, nice little rejection. Gold, trying to get the little tush push going here. See if the indices can do it. They're trying. They really are. I want to see oil at 80 and gas back under $3. Gael, the funny thing is, isn't gas, because I haven't filled up my gas tank in like 3 weeks. Isn't gas still like high $4, $5-ish? Because that happened when oil was back like here. And then it's funny how much gas is like correlated but not correlated. Because then we saw a 20% sell-off and the price of gas kept going up. Which obviously I know there's gas futures. And Houston is 360s. Oh, so it came down a decent amount. Green Globe, what's an FU candle? You talking about oil? Brother, that's a normal oil candle. At Asia Open, that's a small candle. I mean, 34 ticks, that ain't much. It could have gone up to high day and I'd be like, that's just oil doing its thing. I truly, like, I don't know, something in me, the more I look at gold, I just think on the higher time frames, this thing can easily pivot. And it's mainly just because it's this slower trend down. It's not like it's an overly aggressive pullback. It gets violent moves, but it's just this methodical, slow move down into these prior all-time highs. I still wholeheartedly believe at some point, oil will break this like 4,600 to 4,640s, and it's going to skyrocket across like 2 weeks up to like 4,900. And I may sound delusional because that chart has been selling off for months, but I still wholeheartedly believe that. What's your target on ES? I'm not in ES, brother. But if I was, I'd be looking towards like 66. If we get over 47, 48s, I'd be looking up for a retest of this low from New York. So right around like 60 to 68-ish. Somewhere around there. Robert, what did I say? Because I definitely meant gold. In my head, I was saying gold. You said oil. Well, shit. Everything I just said, I meant on gold, not oil. Got that first 15-minute flash down into the level. Was confused when I got the message take profit was executed. First 15-minute flash down. Are you talking about on this, on NQ? What are you talking about, Gaio? Oil. Oh, this one. Oh, yeah. That was the whatever. I think this was whatever the Senate passed. And then this was the Israel, Lebanon ceasefire thing. All right, YM, we need you to get it together a little bit. Just a little bit. ES is not slamming off, but it's starting to reject the highs of this range. I really want to see this 5-minute stay towards the highs of this 5-minute candle and then get the push. If it doesn't, we may start to see a pushback towards the lows. So I want these 5 minutes to remain either smaller or break out before this 5-minute even closes. One or the other. June Fed meeting should be interesting. If they do anything, yeah. Well, because we'll have the new Fed chair in, right? See how he's feeling. One of these days, we need to have an aggressive stream where I kind of just trade, not like Jake, but similar to where it's just more aggressive. Not even more aggressive, but just NQ. So I feel like there's a lot of opportunity on NQ. Maybe try to pass some eval. Maybe that's what we do on like my birthday stream. I just load up evals. And we just go full 2 hours of degen hours. Probably 3. Maybe even 4. What up, Elevated? Yeah, and risk 2,000 per trade. Robert, it would be eval, so I can't risk 2,000 per trade. No, all I would have to do, if I do it, we need 5 Lucid accounts that are already halfway to pass. And then 5 Tradeifys. That can be fresh, whatever. Goal is to get them passed, and then we yeet them. When's your birthday? June 16th, Lamelli. I'll be at the BA party. Hell yeah. 2 to 3 minis. Job, if I'm doing 3, might as well do 4, right? Might as well. Ripping to all-time highs again tonight. Brother, that is 400 points away. We can make a move higher. My target's not all-time highs, though. My birthday is June 17th. Hell yeah, Will. I'll give you my Lucid for that. Yeah, June 16th. So not next Tuesday, the following. Fund accounts let you have 5 minis? Do that? I thought they let you have 4. Oh, funded accounts. I'm pretty sure evals let you have 4, right? No, Victoria, I don't. Jake should not come to Ohio for my birthday. Turn out how old? 29, brother. I'm getting up there. 29. Damn, Unc. Shut up, Gael. No one asked you. Still not. No, Unc's 30. Unc is when you're 30, like Jake. Then you're Unc. He's not Unc, he's big bro. Don't like that YM 15 minutes. Still have 5 minutes left, but we're really struggling at the highs of the range. We got the 5-minute close we wanted. Let's see if we can get the continuation across the board. Oil's a little stronger than I would like to see. Gold spiked those highs and pulled back a little bit. Question is, are we going to start to pivot? None of the hourly spiked higher, so that doesn't give conviction there. I mean, so far we're basically just range bound for the, what, 3rd night in a row? Enjoy your youth? I am, brother, don't worry. After that, it's OG. What the hell is ice? Is that one of your generation terms? 'Cause I've never heard of ice in my life when you're talking about age. I realize now the day we say we old is the day we lay in the hospital bed taking our last breath. Agreed, brother. Agreed. Looks like gold died off. I wouldn't say died off. I mean, it's gold. If we think gold pulling back 12 points is dying off, when, yeah, remember, like, so let's take a little example. And I know you're not being dead serious, but some of chat usually is. Let's take an example. We'll look at this versus gold yesterday. This is gold died off. This is, we're just trying to find support. Figure out if we're going to get the buying pressure, we need it to go higher. All right, let's see the top off on ES and Q. Remember, the one thing I said, for me personally, we are above this. And if we get above this, I have zero interest in shorting. Zero. Even if we end up making the downtrend, I wouldn't be interested until we're back below it personally. But it's still an if because we are fighting that area right now. Have you ever been to PR? I haven't. I want to. Lamelli, believe it or not, the first time I left the country was not last Christmas, the Christmas before, when we went to Jamaica. Are you still holding the YM trade? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be, Victoria? Above what? GC, we're looking at yesterday's low and prior all-time highs. So this 40 to like 43-ish area. Basically right where we're consolidating. If we get above that on ES, I have zero interest in shorts. If we reject it and push back to the lower end of the range, I could see us pushing back lower. Avengers get together, PR at Rakes. I would love it. Dude, Jamaica was awesome. Lamelli, the wildest part, and I'm sure you've seen this on some of your trips, is Jamaica's definitely very third world for the most part. Not even like, yeah, I'd probably say that on like most of Jamaica. But then you get to the touristy spots and it's just resorts everywhere. And you would have no clue. But no, the drive was crazy because we went to the other side of the island and it was like a 2.5 hour car ride from the airport, which wasn't bad, but it was like 2.5 hours doing 30 miles an hour because the roads weren't the greatest. And there's one city there that it's very interesting. It's an old city, but it's directly on the water and it's below sea level. So you have to drive through it. But if there's ever a big storm or rain, the entire city's basically like underwater. And the road is destroyed right there. Because I'm not even joking. Like you're driving here, there's a barrier and then water. And the barrier is the only thing holding the water out while the water level is low.
Tuesdays wearing a hat so black, walking backwards on a crooked track, sipping coffee from a paper shoe, spoken riddles nobody knew. Oh, Tuesdays, why you so sly? When's your laughter? Clouds your sky.
Road traffic submarine. Yeah. Yeah, but no, Jamaica's cool. I got me and my brother both got our scuba diving licenses out there. I spent the entire vacation, same with my brother. We would literally wake up, go scuba diving, drink for a majority of the rest of the day, go to bed, wake up, go scuba diving. I'm gonna have to quit my jobs, 2 weeks of night shift and missing Asia session, not worth it. Agreed, Jordan. Agreed. Who needs to work anyway? Like who needs money? You just back against the wall. You got to support the rest of your life off this one choice. Almost the whole crew is there. Aman, we have 2 out of 5 here. We need a couple more for the whole crew, brother. Yeah, dude, it was awesome. Getting a bigger rejection here at the moment. What's the 15 look like? Inside bar. YM's a little weaker now, which I don't love. RTY looks terrible. I don't know. It might start to push a little lower. Let's see how we react right around our entry point. We need ES and NQ to hold. Someone did ask NQ. For me, over 450s would be where I'd be really interested. Because over 450s, you're likely testing yesterday's low. If you break that, I would assume we're getting above that. NQ has a lot of stuff to pay attention to here because we have the Asia Open and yesterday's low right around this range. If we get above yesterday's low, my main area of interest would be last week's high. We got last week's high up to 540s. That's where it's at. If we get above that, I mean, the sky starts to open up because then you are back into just new all-time highs again. Not new all-time highs, but we're back above like prior all-time highs. What's your target on milk? Joe, I forgot what that ticker was. Yeah, Lamelli, I don't know if you know, but we found this out, I think it was like 3 weeks ago in chat. You can trade powdered skim milk futures. So if you ever get bored during power hour, brother, we got some names for you. Are you guys interested in the upcoming IPO, SpaceX, and Anthropic? How will the market will react, plus the incoming PDT changes? Incoming PDT changes will be interesting. I don't think it'll impact the global market that much, just because it's going to focus more so towards retail traders. I don't think that amount of volume is really going to change it too much. And I don't think that would be a bigger impact. We also do have I don't remember when the futures comes, but we do have single stock futures at some point coming this summer. The SpaceX IPO, yeah. That can definitely rally the market easily because, I mean, you're talking multi-trillion right off the gate. So it's already a top 10 company in the stock market on IPO if it gets to that. I'm more excited for the individual name futures. I am the opposite, Mike. Dude, just because chat the whole time. My chat won't be bad. Jake's chat is going to be horrible. You're just going to see in Jake's chat thoughts on Tesla, thoughts on NVIDIA, thoughts on Apple, all fucking stream. I thought trading soybeans was wild. Now powdered milk. Lamelli, I forget the other ones we were looking at, but that was a wild day. We were in like a 45-minute rabbit hole of just looking up futures. What's your TP? 5,900. YM for me is mainly targeting this broader pivot around here. So this hourly pivot, and then obviously just similar around this area, but I like the 900 area. I bet slippage will be wild. No. Oh, dude, terrible. Fucking horrible. I forget. I wish I could look it up. But no, I mean, there's so much stuff you can trade. Like you look up lean hogs. You can trade some pigs. You can trade cows. There's so many futures out there. All right, give me a strong 5-minute close. Got a little bit of an upper wick. Let's see. If we get this push on NQ and ES, we're chilling. Trading goats? You probably could trade goats. There's probably a goat market out there somewhere. If someone came up to me and said that, after what I've seen in futures trading, it wouldn't shock me. No, on why? Cole, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't. I don't know, honestly, how to answer that. This stream goes down crazy with DJ and rabbit holes. Dude, it does. Well, it's because we're the stream that gets the most consolidation in general. By the way, chat, we're at 92 likes. There's 194 of you in here. If the 70% of you that didn't like the stream do it, we'd do a giveaway right now. Right this second. Oil still getting some volatility. We need these two to break or we're just stuck in the range. If New York don't win, I'm eating a funded. Oh, in the playoffs? I was behind on stream. Damn it, Cole. Figure it out. Figure it out. Clone, I mean, you wouldn't have to worry about a lawnmower at that point. Can you get assigned on contracts like that? Like, imagine getting assigned on powdered skim milk and you just have barrels of powdered milk show up at your house. I need to separate New York session stream to keep me calm. Brother, you just gotta learn to keep yourself calm during New York. That's the hardest part about New York. What platform do you execute on? Trade of 8 and Trade C. Right now I'm on trade C, so that's why my P&L thing isn't up. If I was on trade of 8, I would show it. Job, that's probably just the prediction markets. Guarantee you can find stuff about him tweeting. We have a strong ass support right around our entry on YM. We just keep fighting it. Don't trade it, brother. I mean, Asian market ain't for everybody. I can tell you that right out the gate. There will be times where it's more aggressive. This week, Asian market, besides yesterday's volatility, has been god awfully slow. But the reasoning for that is we're in a daily range. We just rallied for 2 months straight. If we consolidate, the Asia consolidation is going to be worse than any other market because volume is exponentially lower. Congrats, Mudbutt. Live is, it's still technically their money. But yeah, you trade it like a self-funded account for the most part. Most prop firms, I believe probably all prop firms, you can take daily payouts from live. How long does it take you to pass an eval? Manuel, it depends. It really depends. Like if this trade works out on YM, it would be 2 days on Lucid evals. And there's times I can pass, like it depends on how I want to pass it too. There's times I'll pass a trade of 8 in 1 day, which is going to be my trade of 5. I'll pass those in 1 day, and there's also times it'll take me a week and a half. Usually if I have fundeds, I have no problem being a little more aggressive on evals just because I'm like getting payouts. Or if I just get a payout like I did yesterday, then I don't have an issue taking 2 evals and being more aggressive on it. NZ, around the 2-year mark, I went full time. So I was consistent enough where I was comfortable going full time at that point. Once I went full time, that brought out a whole new batch of hurdles for me. I struggled for a few months there. And then once I finally got my shit together and figured it out for the most part, which was all psychological, I've been doing fine. Big fan of standing. Mitch, I had to. Because, dude, if I sit, I get, I don't know. I feel like I'm not as active in the charts. I don't know what it is. Probably just because you just feel lazy just sitting. Oh, it's a huge game changer, Lamelli. I'm going to have to do it more during New York when I'm trading. Yeah, I have one of the uplift desks. And as expensive as it was, it's the greatest part of my entire setup. It is. It's crazy to think how frugal I am on a lot of things. And then I look at my trading setup and it's fucking like $10,000. No, Ali, I don't. I thought about getting a walking pad. If I trade New York session, it's going to be around usually like 11:30, 11:30-ish. And then NZ, the other part of your question I forgot to answer. Did you have those days where you questioned if trading wasn't for you? I never questioned if trading wasn't for me because it's not necessarily, I feel like trading isn't something that, like, people say it's not for everybody. I feel like it easily can be because there's so many different ways you can trade in general. The main aspect is if you're willing to put in enough work to get your shit together, to figure out the type of person you truly are, to figure out how you should trade off of your personality and how you want to trade. Mitch's work wife. But no, I never questioned if trading was for me or not. I mean, there were days where I was like, fuck this, dude, right? And it's just out of my own stupidity. Because I look back at the end of the day, in the moment, of course, you're going to be irritated. You're going to question everything. Then you look back at the end of the day and you're like, the chart made clear sense. I was just being an idiot. But no, for me, it's just if you're willing to truly put in the work in general to figure out the type of person you are. Because I wholeheartedly believe the better you get to know yourself and the better of a person you become, not just like a person in general, but as you understand who you are, the better you'll get at trading. Because at that point, you start to know exactly how you should trade based off your personality. You're scared that you'll get a stalker from these streams? Gael. With Ohio laws and where I live, no. If someone's driving into the boonies to try to stalk me, good luck. I mean, that's commitment. What's your thoughts on longs for NQ? I like them. If NQ can continue to hold, if we get above the open, I like the potential. Even from right here for like a 90-point rally into last week's highs. I like it. If I wasn't already in the YM, I might dabble in the NQ. I'm kind of stuck in the YM for now. Cool, that's fair. That's fair. Tokyo Open does get a little volatile, but we'll see. No matter what, I'll probably hold it. Unless, I mean, I would have to see structure drastically change, but the YM structure now doesn't look the greatest. It went from relatively strong to she's struggling a little bit, but it can get it together. Oil's testing the open as well. That's something I didn't anticipate. Interesting. Hell yeah, Manuel. Yeah, stopped on CL. Yeah, I think we were blessed last week with how well the negative correlation was playing out and that we were able to trade it. And it's not fully there this week. On a broader structure, I mean, it kind of is. But on the lower time frames, it's not as transparent as it was. Would be a good way to say it. See if NQ holds above the open. Same with the ES. RTY getting a little bit of love. Yeah, Cole. I think for me, I'd be more irritated if I closed. And this is my thesis for a lot of trades. Unless structure drastically flips, which YM is a little bit weaker, but ES and NQ still look good. So they can easily flip it and drag it back higher. But unless structure fully flips, I hate getting out of a trade early. Simply because let's say I close out here for whatever my profit is, maybe like $100. I'd be more irritated doing that if I got out for no reason and then YM ripped during that open than if it went back to the stop. I'd be drastically more irritated if I did that. Mitch's work wife is one of my faves. The picture on Mitch's work wife is crazy. I don't know if anyone's actually clicked on that and viewed the profile, but that is crazy. What up, Mickey? How you doing? Guys, I don't know if you remember us talking about the poll. And I love watching it because I'm obsessed with just watching how you guys react to the poll. Right here, or all of this, we were like 63% bearish. Now we're 50-50 once we got back above the open, which makes sense. Yeah, Mickey, it's also because I used to struggle with that a lot. I would, and what it is essentially is overanalyzing trades. Like if I stare at YM, let's say I'm primarily, and this is also why I watch all 4 indices. Watching all 4 indices has helped me hold trades a lot longer and just be a lot of patient. But if we look at this, if I look at the 15, if I'm only looking at this chart at the 15 minute, I would get out of this immediately in the past. 15-minute failure to go higher, 2-3 candles in a row, 4 candles in a row. And then we're sitting in this little tight consolidation here. But then when you start to actually look at the other time frames and also look at the other indices, it makes sense to just sit in this trade rather than force close it out. Especially when you fully accept the potential of losing profits. You're 2 for 2 on the slowest trades of all time. Thanks, Joe. Joe, this isn't even a slow one. You were here for the early YM once. Yeah, Mudboy, you do. I mean, I could scalp Asia. I could. But I'm not a scalper. I mean, I could take more so trades like Alan does, and he takes really good trades, but the 1-to-1, 1 to 1.5, 1-to-2s that he takes a lot, phenomenal trades. But I don't love taking like 1-to-1 trades. I like having larger potential trades, and I'm willing to sit in them for hours. Even if it's like yesterday where I sit in oil for 6 hours and then it stops me out. Some days, it's just not the day. Joe, yesterday's oil trade was painful. To sit in it for that long and then have it stop me out was fucking brutal. Because what I did, and also I'll go back to it real quick, because it was just disgusting. I think it was because right here, was it here? I forget. No, our stop was what, 15? I forget where it was. I think it was 15. Yeah. The stop was 15. Once I saw this price action set up, I thought we were going to go test this high, and then I was going to wait for the hourly close to reject. So I moved my stop up to 20. So right here, it hit 95.19. Yeah, I had moved mine 5 ticks after stream. Once I saw the price action, I thought it was at least going to test 15 to spike these highs and then see how we kind of react off of that. I moved it to 20. So I was still in this trade even after it hit here. It then sold off again, making it look like, all right, maybe this is actually going to hold. And then it just nuked it. I was like, you know what? You know what, oil? But no, that was a long trade. What about Pacino? I believe it's the 920 and 50. I don't actively use them a lot, personally. They're mainly just on my chart for visuals at this point. I mean, they've been holding well so far, I guess. We've been rejecting them during this session. But no, it's not something that I actively stare at. Sometimes I'll look at them on like the mid to high time frames, but that's it. Hell yeah, brother. Trading gold, you need to be ready to see minus 500 for a good move easily. Yeah, depending on what size you're using, of course. I mean, it's just the little violent candles. It's usually just these candles that get a lot of people on gold, where you get these big spikes and then it just fades back, which gold seems to do a lot. We're still well within these ranges. Like, we've tested above yesterday's low, which is good, but we would need NQ to stay above it. And if we get a bigger 15-minute failure to go higher, won't be ideal. Especially with the YM now lagging a little bit. Hourly spiked above. Yeah, so pretty important 20 minutes here. What are we up, like 2R-ish? Yeah, right about 2. Yeah, Mickey, I totally agree. And I just got back to your message that you set up there. You got to choose your poison. Would have been more pissed if I stopped myself out versus getting stopped out and reversing. Yeah, because most of the time, when you're forcing yourself out of the trades, if structure isn't like clear as day changing and you get out, like if we rallied up on YM a little bit and then like aggressively fail, but we had a higher low right here that we ended up breaking back below and holding below, that would be it more so changing structure. If I believe, all right, I'm likely not going to get that move, I have no problem getting out of the trade there because the chart just agrees with that. But once I've already accepted the risk, until the structure changes, I'm just going to let the trade do its thing most of the time. Joe, you're good, brother. You're good. Vale, it's hard to tell. I mean, no matter what, like I said, I lean more up once we're above prior all-time highs and yesterday's low on ES. So I still lean up. The 15's not closed yet. We still have 5 minutes. This can easily recover. I guarantee you, people who are overly bearish likely shorted on once this candle closed. It can continue. But if it doesn't, they're kind of now trapped a little bit. So this 5 minutes is going to determine a lot for me. Because that'll give us the 15-minute close. Are we going to have this more aggressive upperly wick failure to go higher? Or are we going to get a little 5 minute of buying pressure, maybe towards the end of the candle, in which we try to close above the session highs? If we close above the session highs, I think we can easily continue. Why somebody got to give me a new hat? To be fair, this hat is probably 9 years old. This is 9 years old. That just means it's well seasoned. I don't buy hats a lot, mainly because I have a big ass head and a lot of them don't fit. But outside of that, I mean, I don't care if like hats get dirty or not. The brim of this hat has grease and dirt on it from when I changed my brakes. 537 is important on ES. Why 537? Joe, this one has stretchy sides. I mean, not stretchy, more so like worn in, I guess. But no, majority of snapback. Like if I get a normal snapback, there's a 0% chance it fits my head. Like I'm talking genuine zero. What up, Ron? How you doing, brother? God damn, Joe. That's way bigger than my head. Glad to be here. Glad you're here. I would just like the indices to move at least a little bit. Just a little. NQ's made some nice moves. It has. Like I said, when I was right here, I said if I wasn't already in the YM, I'd be interested in longing NQ. Which I guess I could have pulled up a second account and done it, but I don't love doing that too much. So what trades are you guys in right now? Joe, I think I would need another computer. I don't know if my computer could handle trading plus streaming plus gaming. That would test the abilities of my shit. My computer's 4 years old, going on year 4. Thank you, Long. Break a 5-minute VWAP. Let's see. Let's go a little VWAP on there. Oh, what the? Hang on. Let's go what matters on there. So you got in down around like 4:30? Somewhere around there? Joe, I have a 3070 Ti. What's my CPU? i7-12700K. Trapping longs? Definitely wouldn't say we're trapping longs, GC. I lean more up than short, wholeheartedly. I mean, if we get, I could be wrong. If we get back below yesterday's low and the open on ES and NQ, GG's. For now, though, I wholeheartedly think this is going to be like a slower grind up at the moment. We'll have to see how 9 p.m. reacts, but yeah, Joe, I have a 3070 Ti and I think an i7-12700K. Should last forever if you clean it. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, I have an AIO water cooler. I already had my first water cooler went bad around year 2.5-ish. So I already had that replaced. I have, 64 gigabytes of RAM as well. No, my PC's sick. No, I had it custom built at Micro Center. Nope, all custom. Because I initially ordered a PC from someone that a lot of people in the Discord were getting PCs from you, and UPS delivered it. Brother, when I tell you UPS drop kicked this PC, I'm not even joking. So the first time I got it, because I had to ship it back to him twice. The first time I got it, there was a small dent in the top. I was like, that's weird. And then come to find out later on, they had dropped it so hard the GPU clip broke off. In this computer, and all non-tech nerds are going to be like, what is he talking about? The computer would randomly just shut off. And I kept messaging the guy. I'm like, something is wrong with this. I don't know what it is. And he kept telling me I had bad RAM. And I was like, it doesn't really make sense. But he kept saying that's what it was. Like, I would just be doing something and my computer would go full black. randomly. And it was because the GPU was loose. So I shipped it back to him. He was going to replace the RAM and look at it. I think he replaced the RAM, sent it back. GPU was still broken when I got it. So that was fucked. But I didn't have to plug it in because when I got it back, the entire PC was twisted so hard, the power bank in the bottom snapped off. The GPU bounced out of its socket and broke everything on the motherboard during shipping. So ever since then, I'm like, me and UPS had beef. And then I went and built a better PC for the same price. What up, Christian? Hysteric, they had to. I mean, I can send you guys a video in like the Discord, but no, the GPU destroyed the motherboard, the entire frame. And I don't have like a cheap PC frame because I have case because I have the same one I did, but black. It was a Lian Li Landcool 3. The entire thing was so twisted, the glass wouldn't close. The top was bent in. The power bank was snapped off on the lower part of it. So someone like suplexed that computer. What up, Uncle? Hey, Ron, sorry if you've covered this before. What's that thick brown level range on ES? Yeah, and then always don't worry about if I cover anything before. Unless I just cover it like 30 seconds ago, which I'd still probably cover it again, but you're fine. All this is me paying attention to, I was trying to find support, and obviously we don't have any support in this recent range. I could always go to this because these charts have all my longer term supports kind of drawn up on them from the weekly breakdowns. But on this one, I came back to the consolidation here because we were already below the highs of this consolidation. Usually in consolidations, we have a high, low, mid. So I marked out the mid, so we have some type of support to pay attention to around there. And then these upper ones are just the New York pivots. So I went on the 5-minute chart and just drew it out. It's just areas we can pay attention to on stream. So if we continue rallying, like if we get aggressive buying, I'd be looking up towards like 66 to 68s because it's that New York low kind of resistance now. And if we get above that, I'd be looking towards the higher end of that range and the consolidation from here, which would be up around like 85s. Same thing on NQ, but NQ is way down here. Obviously, I could draw one, but I already talked about where I'd be looking at on NQ. Yeah, Blake, I don't think UPS cares about P. I think they see that it's expensive, and then they just see how much they can damage it. But no, we have a micro center out here. So I went to micro center and had it built. I have mine from NZXT 3080. Nice. I think I have 2 terabyte as well, and the AIO. The only difference between ours is probably CPU, and then I have a 3070 Ti and you have a 3080. I want to get like a 50 series, but my God, am I not paying $3,000 for a GPU? ES 60 to 65. Yeah. Good work. You're in Canada, there's no real stores around you other than Best Buy. That's brutal. I don't know if I would trust a Best Buy computer. I don't know why. Just because it's Best Buy. But no, Micro Center is dangerous to go into. One of the Discord moderators, he's not as active as much, but some of you in the Discord will know Mike. He lives in Pittsburgh and he would need PC parts and he would drive like 2 hours out, two and a half hours out here to get parts. And over the last like 2 years, he'd be like, oh, I'm coming out. And we'd go to Micro Center together. I would have no intentions of buying anything. And I would blow $300 to $400 every time. Micro Center is a dangerous place for people. By the way, chat, you are currently 23 likes away from me giving you guys a My Funded Future 50K Rapid account. So if 23 of you guys like to stream, we'll give it away. It's kind of crazy. We're already at the 2 hour mark. Something to note here is we are coming into the Tokyo Open in 8 minutes. Pay attention to it. Glad I noticed it today because I didn't notice it the last 2 days. We're coming in at 9 p.m. Open, so likely to see some volatility off of that. So just be prepared. Micro Center owns me. It's a good place to go. I buy all my stuff from Micro Center. My problem is, Joe, is I am like frugal in everything I buy. Like I don't even buy clothes often. Like I couldn't tell you the last time I went to the store and just went wardrobe shopping. If it's anything for my setup, I genuinely do not care about the price unless I'm buying like a PC, because obviously then you're talking, you can get multi 5 figures. Well, not multi, but low 5 figures. And I ain't spending that on a computer.
This is your place, your silent sea, where the sky meets who you wanna be. Float in the breeze, in coastline dreams. You're weightless now, just let it be. Just let it be.
Go to 519. Held the fair value gap. Dude, I can't even look at this. Like, I can look at this chart and I couldn't even tell you the remote area where a fair value gap would be. Like, if you gave me this chart and said, find a fair value gap, I couldn't even partly show you where one is. I have no clue. I prefer Intel, but that is from me, who doesn't have a massive in-depth of comparing them and like what's better. I just know Intel works and they're solid, so I have that. And now that I've built a PC, it would probably take me a lot to change because this one's worked well. So I probably won't go away from NVIDIA, probably won't go away from Intel. But no, that'd be someone that's actually like a deep tech nerd to answer that one. My psychology with car parts, that's fair. Dude, I'm also procrastinating changing my calipers. Like aggressively procrastinating it. I just don't drive as much now because I just don't want to change my calipers. AMD's bang for the... Yeah, but I believe NVIDIA is still better in general versus AMD, which is why I like going NVIDIA. When it comes to what makes me money, I have no problem buying quality. Obviously, I'm not going to go out and buy like a 5080 for $4,000 or whatever it is, though. But, because I don't need it. But I have no problem buying quality. Yeah, Blink, my buddy tried to get me to overclock my PC, and I told him I ain't touching it. I don't know enough about it to try or even want to overclock something, because if something went wrong, I wouldn't know how to fix it, so I want no part in that. And if I go get my PC fixed, it's down for at least 24 hours, and that ain't good for anybody. Oh, okay, you're talking CPUs. There's a dude on YouTube, and he's a trader for a bank for like 20 years. Specializes in computers for trading now. He has a lot of good info on machines. I feel like you really don't need a crazy... He specializes in computers for trade. Like for the retail trader, because I feel like you wouldn't need any crazy type of PC to trade. Yeah, I mean, I do decent gaming, but nothing... I always turn the graphics down because I don't care. What specific hardware would you even need for trading? Less than what I have. I can tell you that. Like, I can effectively tell you. Well, hang on. Got to get that out of the way before I leak anything. Can't have fucking armory crate popping up on my stream. Leaked? Can you imagine I get doxed on stream? That would suck. Yeah, like right now my CPU is I'm using 42% of my CPU, 32% of my CPU, and 35% of my GPU streaming. So and that's while actively running a full YouTube stream with a webcam and a bunch of stuff plugged in. So mine is way overkill for trading. Uh-oh, we're now fighting bullish bearish on the pole. Break even 50. How's your cable management under that desk? Half-assed spaghetti. Half-assed. No one's going to see it, so why do I care, you know? There's too many cables. I'm not buying special length cables just so I can tuck them up a certain way and make it look cleaner. Unless I'm staring down under there, I do not care. But no, it's not crazy. Is YM correlated to anything? Well, it's an index. So you're going to look towards industrials and stuff like that. It's not going to be as correlated as like ESNQ. It'll be, it's slightly correlated with, not even slightly correlated. It obviously has like some commodities and stuff in it as well. So YM is just a really broad basket of names, like a very broad. The entire YM sector could kind of shit the bed, but then you have, like, I'll show you the top names in the YM. These are the top names in the YM in order. So you could have a lot of these shit the bed, but if you have tech doing well, like Microsoft and Apple, that can carry it. What up, Try? How you doing? Chat, you are 13 likes away from a giveaway. 13 little thumbs up, and y'all get a My Fun Futures account. I believe in you. I believe you can click that little button. Laptop has a 4050? Well, holy shit. Laptop has a better GPU than my PC. A hell of a laptop. We need to break 500. We do. Yeah, like we talked about earlier, though, the slow methodical grind up at the moment is fully anticipated. We have Tokyo open now. Let's see if we can get some volatility. I would love just a little spike higher. Just something. Because so far, Asia session this week has been brutal. Absolutely brutal. Better than your PC too? Hell yeah. Thanks, Victoria. For me soon, I don't know about that. Without Asia's been moving, I don't know about that. I have very little hope. I would love it though, because then I would get 2 more Lucid accounts. What up, PT? What are you targeting on YM? Around 900. And I'm not even having like a crazy target on this one. We just have a tight stop. Like 100 points on YM. The unfortunate part is it just hasn't moved. NQ's gone over 100 and it's half the size. YM has gone 40 points. Oh, Victoria, I could tell you, if it wasn't for me, like, actively just interacting with chat, I would be so bored. I would probably just, how I would trade Asia, and I'm not even joking, I'd probably just enter a trade, set an OCO, and then go do something. No, Joe, their dream is to have a little farm. They don't own any. We have family members that do, though. Serpent, I personally have not. Mike, you want something with that? I don't even know what you would see the pixels within the pixels on your screen. Yesterday it outperformed the NASDAQ in Asia. Yeah, likely because it was the Tokyo Open. I mean, if you the same thing, if you compare the overall market on New York Open versus the slower hours, you'll see more there. But you're also talking about heavily range-bound week where this is what we're getting during Asia, which kind of sucks. But yeah, I would expect it to outperform it out the gate just because you're looking at Tokyo Market Open. So if you try it, let me know. You know how pissed people would be if I started trading the Tokyo stock market futures instead of like the actual indices? Won't trade gold, but I start trading Tokyo. Rick picked the best for the 12:30 session. Jake has the 8:30 session, unless you're just in a different time zone. But no, Jake's time is the New York Open. I feel like most people here have a really good time based off their personality. Andrew, what do you mean? So what's the point overall for the futures on stocks? You mean the futures coming on individual stocks? I would assume that they added the 3 expiration options and they just saw volatility continued or volume continued to increase. And with the increase in volume, they're probably just bringing in it so you can trade it overnight as well. Was Mitch off today? Mitch is very busy this week. So Mitch has a full-time job that he has to do during the week. So this week he's just very busy with work stuff. That was a week, Ron. Not bad, Young. Not bad. How's your week? Ran a benchmark test on my laptop. Don't even want to say what it is. Makes sense for the $400 slippage on micro. Would your laptop make you do slippage? I mean, I guess if it's just horrible. Roller coaster, Brody. I mean, it's what the market looks like, so I wouldn't be shocked. A lot of people are really used to just buying the dips for the most part. And when we came into this week, you can still buy the dips, but you have to buy the broader dips versus just buying like a 15-minute pullback. So we're just in a different market right now. We're consolidative on the daily, which is going to make it harder for a lot of people who aren't used to trading that. I'd pay to see it if you do an Asian accent the whole time. Never thought I'd say this, but TPT is slowly becoming my top 2 prop firm. I feel like if I traded TPT, it would be at least in my top 3. But it's not because I just haven't traded it. Nice blink. Crushing those trades today on NQ. Oil's finally getting that little hourly. Can we get the continuation though? Can it do it? Gold might be finding its support here. Bro, gold's on the hour. You might as well just close your trade and look for a new entry if you're in, because this thing just rips 14 points both ways. Andrew, I think the funniest part about that whole thing, because Andrew said do the Asian session, Asian accent, and do the London with a British accent. You would quite literally have the Caucasian doing an Asian accent and the Asian doing a Caucasian accent. Even though he already has a Caucasian accent because he calls himself a banana. I'm sure to firm with intraday trailing, and it's honestly not bad, especially on 150K. Yeah, the reason a lot of people hate intraday trailing is because they're not willing to size down. And that's wholeheartedly the truth. A lot of people fully hate intraday trailing because they want to degen and use more aggressive size. That doesn't agree with the intraday trailing. You talking about Mitch? No, we're talking about me and Alan. What evals do we like best? We like best ones with consistency leading to a performance without consistency, or consistency leading to a performance with. What I personally like best is I will take consistency on an eval and then no consistency on funded, because then you are not limited at all. Because you guys have seen my trades. There's times we'll catch 2R trades, whatever, make like $500 or so dollars. And then there's times we'll catch a really nice overnight trade or some really nice oil trade that makes me $2,000. If I'm on like a funded account that has consistency, I can't do that because I make the last one. I made $1,900 on YM during the overnight because I always have those like occasional bigger trades from the overnight sessions. And when that kind of happens, it just cooks you. But no, I like focusing on the 5 days of 150 and then no consistency, especially on Lucid, because then you like, let's say you make, cool thing about Lucid, you can make like $6,000 to get to the first payout. You get a max payout, and then if you just log days, you get a second max payout. That's beautiful. You don't have to worry about making a certain amount. You don't have to worry about consistency. Aman, you're down. The second part of that question is wild. When you place a trade and walk away, you don't manage it, or you don't manage any of your trades. Well, I definitely manage my trades, and I've managed them on stream. But what I would do, like later on after stream, I just set an OCO, and I do not care about looking at the charts. So like right here, structurally, if the YM, which has not fucking moved, breaks above this resistance, and we get a clear push above it, at that point, we should not go back below our entry because that is the recent low. That would then flip us down back into a downtrend. And then I could move my stop to there. So all I would do is take an OCO, put part of it on my trim, put part of it down here, and then do whatever I want to do. My voice sounds like Sean Strickland. That's a first. My voice is also partly raspy because as of right now, in the past 3 days, I've streamed 9.5 hours. So I've been talking a shitload. Tay, what up, Tay? Hey, Ron, I'm on Trinivate. Like you taught me, just have a quick question. What's the difference between max drawdown and max loss limits? Are you talking about on the pull down tab? Max drawdown. So if you look at like max trailing drawdown or the like TR max drawdown, that is going to be, if you hit that and it goes to 0, your account is no longer your account. What's the other part of it? I only see the max drawdown. But there's a daily loss limit, which if your prop firm has a daily loss limit, that'll be up there. And then below that is the max drawdown. Or are you talking about your risk settings? Hang on. No, you're not talking about your risk settings. Where I'm maybe a little confused is how you put max on both. Yeah, sir, but I wholeheartedly agree. I mean, I have this weird thing where no matter what, if I buy an account on Tradeify, I buy the growths. I really don't know why. And sometimes it's because I'll be just looking at the market and I'm like, oh, NQ can easily make a 75-point move here. Let me long 2 NQ on an eval and see if I can pass it. And I see if I do. That's just me getting a little bit of the inner degens out. This third knock, though, brother, let's keep pushing, of course. I type this as we pull back. The unfortunate thing is I quite literally got into this. And you can't make this up. Obviously, YM didn't spike the prior day low like ES and NQ did. But when we got in, I think we got in here on the actual stream trade. Relative strength, the only index above the open, the only index not making new lows. So we long it. The second we long it, every other index continuously makes new highs the entire rest of the session and the YM goes sideways. You can't make that up. My week is consolidation, and I can't get away from it. Yeah, Tate, you just worded it wrong. Trailing is likely something you don't want to do. Because let's say you might want to, depending on how you trade, I don't know. The trailing drawdown would be if you're in a trade and let's say you make you're up $1,000 and you set your trailing at 500, it'll continuously chase your P&L that amount. So the most it can ever pull back from the highs is 500. So trailing is one I wouldn't really recommend. Daily loss limit is just what you can lose in a day. Weekly loss limit is what you can lose in a week. So if the max you're willing to lose in a week is, let's say, 1,500, max you're willing to lose in a day is 500, you can set both of those. If you take 3 max losing days, the account will literally lock you out for the week if you hit that 3,000. Yeah, no, daily loss limit is one I like to use because I can just, I have a number where I know if I lose this, some days I might not be that comfortable losing it. So I'll set a daily max loss limit around there. Trailing drawdown is a scam. Dude, imagine getting a self-funded account and you put trailing drawdown on it. I would have so many questions for that person's sanity. How many times is going to knock? Gael, it's waiting for permission. And at this point, I don't know. We're seeing if it gets it. It's not looking good. She's trying. Gold held that low we talked about well. I just don't like how sideways it is for the most part. I guarantee you a few people in here watching the finals probably have me on their phone on the side or the finals on the side. A little bit of a pushback on the 5 minute. See if it holds. It's 15 doing. 15 close fine, but I don't like this range. I got my study guide on the side for the test tomorrow. That sounds miserable. That sounds wholeheartedly miserable. Dude, I hated studying in school. I absolutely hated it. Are you going to what? Wait, are you going to go to any of the FIFA Cup games? Probably not. I'm not a big soccer person. Everywhere I went to school was big on football, baseball, and like wrestling for the most part. So the main things I pay attention to is football and baseball. More so just football. I'll watch football every single week. Baseball, I'll just watch occasionally. I like going to baseball games, though. Show me paid up 30K. I quit my school and I come work for you. Bro, two of my favorite movies, and I don't really have like one movie that's my favorite. I probably have 30, but obviously Wolf of Wall Street and then War Dogs are two really good movies, both with Jonah Hill. Real, I can't answer your question because you deleted the first comment and then left the second one. So I can't answer that. You took away my ability. Or do I have to go lower on the next 4 hour if we can engulf this previous RTY? Yeah, I mean, all we're doing on the higher time frames is holding the ranges we talked about in the beginning of the stream. YM is still aggressively fighting this range. It's not holding as well as the other indices are because everything else spiked a little bit while YM didn't. But RTY, you can see clear as day, higher time frame range. ES, clear as day, higher time frame range. NQ didn't quite get there, but it got close enough, you know, kind of. Not really. It's still 100 points away, but we'll count it. And yeah, they're just holding the higher time frame ranges right now. Now it's just going to be, are we going to hold this enough, or are we more so just going to do something like this, where we build out a bit broader consolidation? I'm on. The first part doesn't matter. The second part's what's important there. I wouldn't just enough effort studying to not get kicked off the swim team. Then I went to college for engineering and had to actually learn how to study. Yeah, I mean, in high school, I knew I wasn't going to college at all. Like, I knew I was going in the trades right out of high school. So I lost my interest wholeheartedly. There was topics I loved, like math was my favorite subject because I was just good at it. I'm usually really good at math. And that was the only thing that I got like over a B in. Everything else, I just did not care. Because I knew it wouldn't impact anything I wanted to do. Now, I didn't like fail, but I was like low B's. Some C's, depending on the class. Dog, I'm garbage in math. I like math. What up, Trade Wop? What trades did you work in? Welding. I have certifications in TIG, MIG, and stick. And then I got pipe welding certifications. When in doubt of the indices, just long gold. Gael, did I not tell you though, the 5 micros on gold were going to make you more than your YM trade? I mean, you're probably up an exponential amount on your 5 micros here. Your YM, you're probably up, what, $300? Would you mind a quick explanation of your grid tabs? I just use 2 charts for a ticker and change the time frames. Ren, I do that with stocks. With stocks, I just use 2 charts. I use this. So mainly when I'm trading during New York, I'm looking at this for the most part, which is 1 ticker, 5, 15, hourly, 4 hour. Sorry, I just read chat. And then I keep this screen up on my other monitor. I just show this on stream because I pay attention to divergences a lot. And I look at the 5 and 15 minute charts on this. So I'll leave this on the 15 during New York. So that way I can just pay attention to see what's happening across the board and the divergences in general. Trump is talking live. Well, that's not good for anybody. I didn't go on the road, Jordan. I thought about it for a while. I should have. I worked in a chemical plant once I actually got my pipe cert. But yeah, I've done a shitload of welding. I did like production welding. I made Snowplow trucks. So stainless steel MIG for the city of Cleveland and a bunch of cities around here. Did a bunch of repairs on those. Did a bunch of stainless TIG on those as well. I made parts for General Electric. I made automatic welding stations for General Electric. What else did I do? I used to weld heavy machinery. So I welded like excavators, bulldozers, stuff like that. I know there's more. I welded kitchen equipment for Texas roadhouses across the nation. I built obviously, when I was in the chemical plants, I built a 70-foot building, which was kind of cool. I led 3/4 of that project, which was sick. I was a welder fabricator for 20 years. Hell yeah, 2 trades. So you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but my best welding certifications are stick, 6G pipe, 6-inch, 60-10 root, 70-18 out. And then I did TIG stainless 2-inch, 6G. I don't remember the exact numbers of the TIG wire, but can I hire you to weld an exhaust for my C5 Corvette? No. Nope. Anything with exhaust, keep the hell away from me. I'm used to welding thicker metal. That's a whole different skill. I've done it before and I don't want to do it ever again. I don't like welding paper mache. It's not fun. And a bunch of BS, the earth is flat. All right, cool. GE jet engines? No, it was just, when I did the General Electric stuff, it was a lot of production stuff. It was a lot of just mass produced parts. Except at that job, it's crazy how some places work, like corporations. Because most people are in that kind of welding, because that was when I was just out of school, so it was a shitty job for the most part. I was making like maybe $18 an hour back then. I think I was 18 or 19, and it was just mass production. So I was just making a bunch of parts until I got into making the welding stations. But there was timers on every single job, and people would get irritated because they were lazy during jobs to make sure they don't have to rush stuff. And I just do stuff as clean as I can, but as fast as I can. And I would mess up the job numbers so much on times. Dude, I used to MIG stainless exhaust and it sucked. I TIG stainless exhaust for a little bit, and I don't want to ever do it again. Never. Yeah, trade WAP, 13 days. The 16th. Oh, also my senior project I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. I'll get it in a sec, but my senior project for high school, they for some reason told us that we could make whatever we wanted and they would supply us the materials. So what I did was I ordered a bunch of aluminum and made aluminum cornhole boards with diamond plate siding. Yeah, let me get it real quick. Oh, I don't know if I can find that. Hang on. Yeah, I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. But I made aluminum cornhole boards, diamond plate siding, and then I filled the underneath all with blue LEDs. But no, I've done a lot of different welding stuff. It's kind of crazy. I'm looking through all my pictures right now. How many people made bongs? I think there was like 3 stoners in my class. There was a lot of hillbillies that wanted to learn how to weld for their farms. Now, welding thin stuff sucks. It is brutal. Technically, should ES have taken that low right now? Taken what low? Like this structure, I'm not loving. The only thing I like is NQ. Not obviously this 15-minute. Just the longer we sit here, I'm not in love with it. I wanted YM to do what NQ did, because NQ came up and retested this resistance. That was exactly what I wanted YM to do and test right here. NQ was just the only one that did that. So I'm not going to get out of the trade, but it's kind of what I want YM to do. We'll see what the hourly and the 15 end up looking like. Yeah, Pine Torch. When we're in daily ranges, the main thing that's going to cause it is sector rotation. You're going to see a lot of that divergence between the indices. That's going to be very normal when the dailies are more so consolidating. Because broader consolidation in the market just means you're looking at sector rotations. Jesus Christ, Blink. A watermelon? I've been at parties where people do like apples and stuff like that, but what we're gonna do though, chat, and I think I've realized why I accidentally do like 3 to 4 hour streams all the time. Because I think out the gate I kind of started doing 2.5 to 3 hours, and now 2 hours feels like nothing. So when I do 2 hours, it's just like 2 hours was 30 minutes ago. I can't imagine just hitting the 2 hour mark if there's still chat talking plus the market looking okay. Me just being like, you know what? Nah, I'm done. That's it. And then by the time 3 hours comes, I'm usually just turning between 3 and 4. And it's whenever I just feel like getting off. Because you love us. I can tell you though, if you guys just like quit chatting all of a sudden for 5 minutes, I'll probably just be like, you know what? Time to call it. Appreciate you, Jason. Where's your position? At what price? I am in at 800. 50,800 on the YM. With a stop at 70 and a target of 900. Oh, Blink, there have been days where we spent like 2 hours doing this. And there's sometimes where you could tell, like if we have a volatile week and it's just aggressively range bound but very slow, you can see in chat. Like you can tell how the market's reacting that day based off of how the chat's reacting. Because if a lot of people got smoked or stopped out or red, they're not going to want to talk a lot. And it's very apparent when that happens. Guys, the poll has taken over and we are now bullish. Good looks, chat. Good looks. Answering the same questions every day can't be a streamer. Yeah, I mean, that's one perspective to look at it. But then this perspective I look at it is if someone's asking a question, usually they genuinely like need help with that question. And I prefer, like, if I can help someone, I gladly will. That's why I love doing this. That's why I love doing like one-on-one stuff like that. So I don't look at it as answering the same question. Even like most of the time, I won't say there's dumb questions. Like if someone asks me what a failure to go lower is, Some can look at that and say, that's a really dumb question. It's easy, whatever. They're likely just overcomplicating it. And if I can take 30 seconds out of my day to answer that, that can de-stress a lot of their trading as they're trying to figure out what the hell that even means. Because I've met people who were fighting failure to go lowers, taking entries on failure to go lowers, and they weren't failure to go lowers. Today was nasty. Market maker was cruel. That's fair. What's a candle? It's one of those wax things that you light the end of, and your house smells funny after. It used to be made from bees. Now it's made from chemicals. Yeah, Blink, we're coming into that like 540 area I was looking at. If we break over 540 though, I think we truly have a lot of room. And you didn't take the higher low till end of day. It's truly wild. Yeah. I mean, we were also trading into a daily inside bar, weren't we? No, that one wasn't. I think ES was. Yeah, ES was a full daily inside bar. NQ wasn't. All right. Can someone pump the YM real quick for me? On a small account, what do you like your risk to be percentage per trade? Alex, there's two ways to trade a small account. And I likely do it the unfavorable way. Someone who actually has a small account should trade it. Usually with a small account, I trade aggressively. I'll put 50% of that account in, risking 50% of that trade to grow it. But it's also because I know I can fund the account if I need to, you know. But that's usually how I trade. I'll be very, very patient on setups, especially with options. That's not with futures, right? Not with futures, but with options, I trade more aggressively with small accounts when I use them. But I'll risk 25% of the account without a problem, because my goal is to grow that account faster to the point where I can then take larger size contracts and not really have to worry and just let it run and take more dated positions. What do you prefer to trade during the New York Open? I prefer to trade my mental sanity for caffeine during the New York Open. So New York Open, I typically avoid futures just because I don't love the volatility right off the open. And with options, if I see something that I am obsessed with where it is entering, I will trade options. If not, I'll wait 15, 30 minutes and then trade options. What are your hobbies, Ranji? Lately, I'm gonna be honest, I haven't been doing a lot. But during the summer, usually, obviously, gym, but I don't really consider that like a hobby. I love being just outdoors, like fishing, golfing, just being with friends outdoors, whatever it is, stuff like that. Hobbies are loving us and petting dogs aggressively. Blink, now that my brother has a house and not an apartment, the urge to get a dog is astronomically high. Astronomically. Hell yeah, Gael. Appreciate you, real. Of course, Alex. Marks, that depends on your mindset. I've traded $500 options accounts, and I've grown a few to like 6,000. I've also blown a few up completely, you know? And $500 is tough because you have a very finite basket of names you can trade if you're trading logically and not being aggressive with it. There's very few options you can take unless you're just trading 0 days. Then you can find some SPY, QQQ trades, whatever. Probably not QQQ because it's a little more expensive. But no, for me, you're back against the wall at that amount for the most part. Unless you're just dialed in on SPY. Because if you take a decent sized loss, like the way I look at it is if you lose, let's say $100 on the account, you're now playing with like $400. So like just smaller dollar amount losses on that are just more detrimental. So it makes it harder. Options, I love anywhere above like that $2,000, $3,000 area. No, Jono. The nice part about options is it's not like futures. Whatever amount you put into the contracts, that is what you can lose. The only way you lose your whole account on options is if you full port your account. Now, mind you, that is buying options. If you sell options, you can lose way more. Most firms don't, or most brokers don't let you sell naked options though. Unless you have the capital. Ron's hobbies include baddies and tequila. Gael. Everybody loves those two hobbies. What kind of fish we talking about? Usually just bass, Joe. S&P option or stock? Micro, what do you mean by that? You just said S&P option or stock. I don't quite know what you mean by that one. Honestly, a lot of people find good results from learning futures and then working their way into options afterwards. Because futures will dial in your entries, where options, to be honest, if you find a really good option setup, the entry doesn't matter that much. Like it does, but to an extent. With futures, you kind of have to be dialed on your entry, unless you have a wider stop. With options, you can play with the Greeks a little bit to where it's not as finite. Gael, can you trade XSP right now? Andrew, I think all have their purpose. You can definitely sell options for a longer term potential to make money against the shares you have, right? But nakeds work well. It's just they're higher risk, which a lot of people that are selling options aren't looking for the higher risk kind of method. Same thing with spreads. Joe, I used to think we were catching tanks, and then you see people on social media catching massive fish that are like bigger than my entire thigh. And then you're like, wow, the fish out here are tiny. I prefer, if I'm trading options, I trade SPY options. I don't trade futures options. And then I trade options and I trade futures. Those are the two assets I trade. Yep, 100%, Andrew. And I would definitely say the way I trade options is I get my setup based off of structure and price action, but then the actual trade highly is determined based off the Greeks in the end. Because I play the extrinsic to intrinsic value, which also means you're going to fight theta a little bit depending on when your expiration is. Bro, these trades lately have been fucking boring, dude. When's the giveaway? We can do it right now, Alex. No one told me we were at 150. We can do it right now. To enter the giveaway, once I start it, all you will have to do is type !enter in the chat. Once you do that, our little friend, the chatbot, will tell you you have a ticket to win. It doesn't mean you win. That means you have a potential to win, right? Deal. Got it. This is all you have to type. exclamation mark, the word enter, and then press enter. Not yet. When it says it, which is right now. So those 2 of you that already typed it, just type it again. You'll be all right. Never mind. It gave it to them even though they had already typed it. Interesting. Never seen that before. Anyways, I'm going to take a 30-second break. Y'all have fun. Listen to the music. Type the word enter. Once you entered, like the fucking stream, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Show some love. Show some support. I'll see y'all in 30 seconds. How we doing? SPX options move same as NQ. I wouldn't say same as NQ. They're definitely volatile. Wait. Did someone change the name of the raffle? Why does it say Apex 50K end of day? Free 50K valuation, Apex 50K end of day. What? By the way, you have 5 minutes, so you still have 2 minutes and 30 seconds. Why does it say Apex 50K end of day? Where did that come from? How did that get there? It doesn't even show it. Joe, it's just me trying to figure out where it came from. Because it says that, but it's not on here. Like it just, I'll have to check the settings after I close it. I'm wondering if one of the other streams changed it for a giveaway. Unless it said that the whole time and I just never entered. I also have OCD. Certain things I have OCD on. When it's like the chat bot and stuff like that, like when it went down before, I was heavily irritated. Because it's my main thing that I've worked to help these streams. So I want to make sure it runs smoothly. By the way, after the giveaway, we'll probably look to start wrapping up stream as we approach the 3-hour mark today. You guys currently have 40 seconds left. If you have not entered, exclamation mark, enter. Right now, there's not... Oh, you guys have decent odds. You messed with straddles. I used to, Ren, not as much right now. I used to do butterflies and spreads. But I haven't had a... what kind of account is that? I haven't had a margin account in a while because I don't keep that much in there. But my problem was the way I used to trade, I would just get PDT'd a lot. And I'm going to, once the raffle closes, I'll open it again for a second. Just that way I can, because when I start talking, I leave it open. So if you haven't entered, type it again real quick, !, enter. The funny thing about the way I used to tilt is, and not even like tilt, but the way I used to trade. I would trade margin accounts. So that way I could take multiple trades in a day with the capital. You know, try to use the most out of the capital. Be a little aggressive with it. Well, most know you can only take 4 trades in a week. So every time my Robinhood didn't have a PDT, within probably 2 to 3 weeks, it would have a PDT. One sec, Tay. Let me do the giveaway and then throw it in there so I don't miss it. So the Robinhood would have a PDT. What most people don't know is you can get 2 PDTs. And the second one's way worse. And I've gotten it multiple. I have one on my Robinhood right now because last time I got it, I switched to a cash account and never switched back. But what the second one is, because I'll still enter trades with the PDT and I'll just look to swing them. But if it reverses against me aggressively that day, I go to close it. And if you close the last one, they full lock your account so you cannot open or close any positions at all. That one sucks. That's what my Robinhood currently has, which is why I can't switch it from a cash account unless I put 25 bands in there. Or whenever they do that 2K aspect, then I'll be able to. Because I'm not putting 25 bands in that account. Streamlabs stole my number 3 spot. Ooh, it did. That just means you guys were slacking, to be honest. If Streamlabs is taking your spot, yesterday it was like 13. See you kids play piano. If you entered, you should at least stay till you win. But closing entries, 96 of you got in. Decent odds. Decent odds. Best odds y'all have had in a second. Pick winner. SCR Investments. I don't know if I've seen you before. Are you here? How's it going, Blaji? SCR Investments. Are you here? He is not here to redraw. Marks, it has been 15 seconds. Give him a minute. SCR, we will give you time. We'll let you think about it. But I will need a reply to make sure. Because if not, chat will riot. And if you won the account, I want you to get the account. Chat doesn't want you to get the account. They want the account. But I want you to get it. So all you need to do is reply. Let me know you're here. Y'all are dicks. Give it to the loyal ones. He's no good. That is crazy. As you are, they may not appreciate you, but I appreciate you being here. I know, Hysteric. I know everyone's joking. Watch me look at like the top fans and he's like number 20, like he's up there. We're not in the top 50. I just want to see him reply. Cole, we're not counting down. We'll count down. We're not counting down. If he doesn't talk, we'll make a deal. We'll make a deal. It's going to be a little more time, but we're going to go till 55 on the chart. My wife asked me if you got the Bitcoin she sent last week. No, tell her to just DM Rong Trades on Instagram. Send another one to make sure that it's the right address or the right wallet, and then I'll let you know if I get it or not. The last one might have got lost in the clouds. It might have been the wrong one. Just send it to the right address or the right wallet, and I'll make sure that I got it. Don't you worry, Tay. These charts look like they're going to pull back. I mean, bigger hourly failure to go higher here at the moment, which isn't glorious. But we're giving SCR, if you are still here, by the way, SCR investments 9062. And I'm going to tag you in chat. Fuck, I can't tag him in chat. Did he enter the giveaway and dip? He might have. That man might have entered the giveaway, said, fuck it, I'm not going to win, and left. And he won. And he fucking won. We had a minute 30. You may have shadow banned him. I didn't. If one of the other mods are on, they might have, but there's a minute 30. I'll make a deal. If he's not showing up by then, let me check my Instagram DMs just in case he skipped step 1. You know, maybe he skipped step 1 and went to step 2. Nope, those are all old messages. Maybe hidden requests. Nope. Bad news, SCR. Bad news, my guy. Probably taking a shit. If he doesn't take his phone, that might be on him. To be fair, though, gave him 7 minutes. 7 minutes is plenty. Plenty. And if he shows back up, I'll make it right. We'll make a deal. If he shows back up at the end of the stream, I'll make it right. So what I'll do is if SCR Investments doesn't reply in 20 seconds, I'll open it back up for 30 seconds and then we pull the giveaway. Blink, I'm anticipating the indices to go lower here fully. That 15 is aggressive. This 15, once we spike this high and push back lower, that's more so aggressive. It's unfortunate NQ did what I wanted YM to do when YM had the relative strength intra-session. But today is just a week of me sitting through a shitload of consolidation, and it is quite unfortunate. Let me check real quick. Still no chats. Wait, Balaji, how are you able to tag him? I can't even tag him. Unless you just typed his full name out. Either way, we'll make a deal. If he comes back, check DMs again. What do you mean, Joe? You know something I don't know? If he comes back, we're giving away 2. Joe, you're getting banned. You're getting deleted from every giveaway. You're getting banned. All right. Resuming entries for somewhere between 30 and 60 seconds. After that, I will pull another one. If he answers, he still gets one. I'll honor that. I'll honor it. For now, though, he's giving it away. Imagine he types enter again. That'd be crazy. $30 seconds left and I'm closing it. This is the same one. So if you entered the first one, you don't need to enter anymore. Trump has to pay $300 billion to Iran. That's why the market. Fuck. It's a hefty bill. Yeah, Tay, we can't give you we're not giving you straight to funded accounts. That's generational debt on Jake's end. You're getting evals for sure. $500 per account is out of the budget. Where are we at? And we are at time. Enigma Trades. Is that how you say it? Are you here? Is that person in the chat? No, I hate straight to fundeds because the consistency is ass. He's not here. Marks, give them some time. Please tell me he's here. Please tell me whoever. Enigma trades 3871. Bro, if I have to do 3 giveaways for one person to fucking win, get it together, chat. Yeah, I can't tag them. They might not be in chat. Y'all are making this way too hard. Fuck you out the way. How about that? How do we get a stream bot? Do not bot the stream. You bought the stream. I find out you bought the stream. You are permabanned from everything I could ever find your name on forever. I will go on Jake's personal YouTube and ban you. I don't care. Since they won't take it, I guess I have to. Oh, I know. I know you are, brother. Don't worry. $10:01. Enigma, if you are here, you have till 10:01. By 10:01, I pull another one. I can't promise all the accounts. I probably will. You know, if they show up. Well, I don't know. At this point, it's been 20 minutes since the first one. I think it's just GG's. Chat, if your name was not pulled, do not leave. Do not leave until the person says here, because you can still win. I need one. Win one. Anyways, chat, if you do not win, do not feel left out. You yourself can get an eval with the biggest discount available. All you have to do is use code RAKERT. Use code RAKE or code RT at any prop firm. And that helps fund these giveaways. Because to be honest, Jake also said, I don't know if you guys saw his Instagram reel. He's getting another payout from Alpha. He's trying to give away another 10 accounts with that, 9 or 10, whatever the math comes out to. And he's trying to get them to match. So if he gets them to match, there's going to be 40 accounts, which is nuts. He called him Ligma. Wait, who said Ligma? If you were here, Jesus Christ, Joe. JT, new Apex is fine with the end of day. Their drawdown is a little tighter. Their daily drawdown is $1,000, so it is tighter. But I think their consistency is like 50%, so it's not bad at all. I got to pay out the first account I use from them on their new plans. I mean, it's not the. I think Apex is good if you're trying to trade 10 plus accounts, to be honest. Probably more than 5, you know. Who won? GCX. So far, nobody has won a fucking account because everybody left. Everybody left the damn chat and nobody's won an account. I'm trying to give one away. All right, right now I only trade funded. No, Ren, I don't have a pre-market song. I have Jake's pre-market song when he streams. All right. Please pick a winner that is here. The Micro Master. Are you in the fucking chat? Are you in the chat? Please. Please tell me you're still in the chat. Don't make me go to a fourth winner. Because there we go. All right, Micro. All you got to do is shoot me a DM on either Instagram or Discord. Appreciate you being here. Because the other two aren't. Perfect. Congrats, brother. You are getting a 50K My Funded Futures Rapid account. So shoot me a DM. I'm going to be on stream till you shoot me a DM so I know it's you. Let me know when and where you send it. We can go home now. Yes, Marks, we can. Stream can end now. We're good. So just let me know when and where you send it, and then I'll get you that code. Interesting, oil push lower while the indices also push lower. I saw this during the New York session as well. They're kind of trending together a little bit, which was odd. See you tomorrow, Marks. So can I have the other one? Uncle Smokey. I'm only giving away one unless one of the others DMs me personally. And they show up to stream tomorrow and prove that it's them. Other than that, the first two, shit out of luck. To be fair, at this point, and they have till the end of stream. So, stream ends. GG's. Gold looks good. I've talked about gold since down here around like 75s. Gold looks great. Strong hourly close, very strong 4-hour close. Ooh, I didn't think the market 4-hour close. Those probably look rough. Oh yeah, YM looks like shit now. Indices push lower. I wish they held yesterday's lows. Doesn't look great. DM you on Insta? Perfect. All right, brother. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap up stream, and then I will send you that code probably within 30 to 60 seconds after stream. I'm going to leave this on for now. I mean, like I said, I'm literally risking $150 on this trade. If I lose 150, I lose 150. We'll see what it does. Lately, this week, my trades have just been fucking consolidation, which is unfortunate, but sometimes they should like that. So we move on. Anyways, Alan is live 1 a.m. Eastern. The fucking pre-London legend. Sorry I couldn't make the night. Kind of tied up. All good, Al. Ollie, don't worry about it, brother. But y'all have a great rest of your night. I will see y'all back on stream tomorrow.